Myself Sanjay B. Pujeri, and today I am going to explain my technical subject seminar on the topic of the working and construction of Aqua silencer under the guidance of Professor Chetan Jadhav, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain College of Engineering, Belgavi. And this is the my title of presentation. It is working of Aqua silencer. Now I want to introduce about the Aqua silencer and its need. Nowadays, diesel engines are playing a vital role in road and sea transport, agriculture, mining, and many other industries. Considering the available fuel resources and the present technological development, diesel fuel is evidently indispensable. And in general, the consumption of a fuel is an index for finding out the economic strength of any country. In spite, we cannot ignore the harmful effect of the large amounts of the burnt gases, which erodes the purity of our environment every day. It is especially so in most developed countries like USA and Europe, while constant research is going on to reduce the toxic content of the diesel exhaust. The diesel power packs point the ever increasing applications and demand nowadays. This project is an attempt to reduce the toxic content of the diesel exhaust before it is emitted to the atmosphere, because there is a chance of getting many disorders like bronchitis, asthma due to the pollution caused by the exhaust gases while using diesel as the fuel. Now I want to discuss about the design consideration of this aqua silencer. The exhaust gas contains carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other oxides of nitrogen, like NOx. At full load, the temperature of the exhaust gas will lay anywhere between 500 degrees Celsius to 700 degrees Celsius. This is a very high temperature, and this may lead to a global warming, that is, the increase in the temperature of the earth. And due to this, there may be a rise in the sea level, and tsunami, and all those things are possible. The pressure of the exhaust gas depends upon so many factors like the design of exhaust gas manifold, and as well as the magnitude of a valve overlaps, engine speed, number of cylinders used, the length of the exhaust gas flow path, etc. Now I want to discuss about the component and their explanation. We will be using a one perforated tube in this aqua silencer. The perforated tube, which is consist of number of holes of different diameter, it is used to convert high mass of bubbles which are released during combustion to low mass of bubbles. The charcoal layer is pasted over the perforated tube, and this charcoal layers which is coated on the perforated tube is the charcoal layer. This has many more absorbing capacity because it has more surface area, and this charcoal is called as activated charcoals. It is produced by heating the charcoal above 1500 degrees Celsius for several hours in a burner. Its surface area gets increased up, and then comes outer shell of the silencer. The whole setup was kept inside the outer shell. It is made up of iron or steel. The water inlet, outer outlet, and exhaust tube was provided in the shell itself. We also use one U bend. The U bend is provided instead of a non-return valve, which is a mechanical device which normally allows fluid, neither it may be liquid or it may be gas, to flow through in only one direction, and it will not allow any reverse flow. It only allows in only one direction. That's why it is called as non-return valve. The aqua silencer was filled with the water, and it is directly connected to the exhaust pipe of the engine. there is a chance for the water to get enter into the engine cylinder. So to avoid this, you bend is used. Now comes the flange. It is almost outer part of this silencer. A flange joint is connection of pipes where the connecting pipes have flange by which the part are bolted together. Here flange is used to connect the silencer to the engine. And now we discuss something about the constructional features of this aqua silencer. Basically, an aqua silencer consists of a perforated tube, as we already discussed, which is installed at the end of the exhaust pipe. The perforated tube may have holes of different diameter. The very purpose of providing different diameter hole is to break up gas mass to form a smaller gas bubbles. The perforated tube of different diameter. Generally, four sets of holes are drilled on the perforated tube. The other end of the perforated tube is closed by a plug. Around the circumference of the perforated tube, a layer of activated charcoal is also provided, and further a metallic mesh covers it. The whole unit is then placed in a water container. A small opening is provided at the top of the container to remove the exhaust gases, and a drain plug is also provided at the bottom of the container for periodical cleaning of the container. Also, a filler plug is mounted at the top of the container. At the inlet of the exhaust pipe, a non-return valve is provided, which prevents the backflow of gases and water as well as. And now we see the working principle of this aqua silencer. Normally, the exhaust gases which are produced during combustion are entering into the exhaust inlet, and this setup is consist of a water as well as a perforated tube. The perforated tube will be having a holes with the different types of diameter to reduce the bigger particles into a smaller ones, and it has a water inlet to pour the water into this setup as well as a water outlet, and a charcoal layer is also provided in this, and exhaust inlet is also there, and we have a flange also, and one non-return valve is also present here. When an exhaust gas enter through the flange, and after that it will enter into the non-return valve. This allows only in only one direction, and we have after that a perforated tube. The exhaust gas will enter into the perforated tube. There it will break down into a smaller particles. Normally it is before entering into the perforated tube, it will be at a larger diameter, and after that it will pass through a charcoal layer. The charcoal layer will be very smooth, and it will not allow any dust particles to flow through it. Because of that, it will filter the uh, uh, exhaust gas which are having a very large amount of combustible gases. It will hold them, and it will allow the gas to flow through exhaust. This is about the working layout of aqua silencer. We look upon some reactions also here. As the exhaust gases enters into the aqua silencer, the perforated tube converts high mass of bubbles in low mass bubbles. After that, they passes through the charcoal layer, which again purify the gases. It is highly porous and possesses extra free valence, so it has high absorption capacity also. After passing over the charcoal layer, some of the gases may dissolve into the water, and finally the exhaust gases escape through the opening into the atmosphere. Hence, aqua silencer reduces the noise pollution as well as air pollution also. And we have some following reactions which are taking place during the conversion of this combustible and highly poisonous gases into the very pure gas into the atmosphere. Now we will discuss something about designing and calculation of muffler. We will be using one muffler in this setup. A muffler have been designed which is of supercritical grade type and includes all the three attenuation principles, that is reactive followed by absorptive type muffler as well as side branch resonator. And the interesting event of the designing or continuous volume reduction of chamberism, the reactive part. The flow pipe cross-sectional area is maintained constant throughout. A layer of insulation outside the reactive part, the flashing of the side branch resonator compactly. Option for turning the resonator using a screw and as well as we will be using one cylinder. Now comes the design data which are required to construct this Aqua silencer. That is number one, sound characteristics. Here we will be using the engine speed around 2026 rpm, that is revolution per minute without silencer. And also we have a sound analysis with a frequency analyzer to analyze the frequency. And also we will be obtaining a dominating frequency from this frequency analyzer. Two dominating frequencies, that is the low level and the high level, have been obtained. That is low level around 270 Hz and we will see high level up to 4000 Hz. And diameter of the exact pipe of engine or inlet pipe of muffler, that is around 1.5 inches in the diameter. And we have the theoretical exhaust noise frequency range. From various experiments, it has been found that the theoretical exhaust noise frequency is around 200 to 500 Hz. Now comes the merits of using this Aqua silencer. That is, it has a no vibration or it has a very less vibration when the engine is running, and it also has the start the engine is easy. That is, starting the engine is very easy in the presence of this Aqua silencer. And control emission and noise is greater level. It will also control the emission of the gases as well as the noise to a great extent. And after that comes it is a carbon. In this, the carbon is precipitated and it is came out of the cylinder. And now we will discuss about the demerits of using this Aqua silencer. That is, it requires a lime water filling is required once in a year. That is, only we can fill a lime water once in a year. And the silencer weight is more comparing to conventional silencer. And we have additional spaces required. We'll be requiring additional space in the vehicle also, and it can be used for the two-wheeler as well as four-wheeler also. I want to conclude the topic by using perforated tube. The back pressure will remain constant and the sound level is reduced. We will be using perforated. For this reason also we can reduce sound level by using this perforated tube. And by using perforated tube, the fuel consumption remains the same as conventional system. There is no extra fuel consumption during the use of perforated tube also. And by using water as a medium, the sound can be lower than. Also, by using activated charcoals in water, we can control the exhaust emission to a great level. By using charcoal, we can verify the very combustible gases or poisonous gases to a great extent, that is a pure form. And also by using this activated charcoal, we can control the sound also. It is, we can reduce the sound pollution also. The water contamination is found to be negligible in Aqua silencer. There is a less chance of contamination of water. It is a smokeless and pollution-free emission equivalent to the conventional to the silencer. It is a less smoke producer and as well as it is a pollution-free. That's why It is a need to the future generation. And now I want to discuss about the scope of the project. There has been an increasing concern in recent years over the increasing of transportation and discharge of industrial waste water into the environment. Because of this, there are lots of environmental disasters like flood, tsunami, all those things. The automobile emission contains air pollutants and the other species. Also, almost all the pollutants are toxic in nature. Some of the examples are carbon oxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and hydrocarbons. Among the air pollutants, all are most effective pollutants only. Hence, the removal of pollutants was selected for the present study. Several expensive techniques are available in developing the developed countries, but in developing countries like India is not applicable since absorption techniques is less expensive and economically feasible. It has been selected for the present study using some cheap cost chemicals as an effective absorbent. Therefore, the objective of the present work was to test the ability of some chemicals in removing air pollution from automobile and to make the environment pollution free. This is about my technical subject seminar on the construction and how the aqua silencer is useful for the environment, how it is eco-friendly and how it is cheap. This is what today I'm going to explain about my subject seminar. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.